All right, chat. I have a lot to talk about. I kind of want to address my unfiltered opinion on that. Don't get me wrong. People that played CounterStrike Global Offensive and they're saying that it took 10 years for the game to become really good. Well, they're completely missing the point. It's not about Counter-Strike that took 10 years to actually become good. It's not a reason for Valve to have right now. All what Counter-Strike 2 brought right now is a huge reskin. I'm not gonna lie, the game looks way better than it used to. It brought new visual for smokes. It brought new visual for mollies as well. That's pretty much it. There's another thing that Valve brought, and it's the Subtick. But I feel like people misunderstand what really Subtick is. I don't know like what people were thinking when they first announced the video above Subtick. But let's be clear, you can't cancel tick rates at all. Any servers that run ticks are still gonna run ticks. And we've proven it over the year. The servers are still running 64 tick. They fucked over FACEIT as well. Because the game used to be running super good. FACEIT would run 128 tick servers. People would do their own settings. It was great. And Valve shut that down. So it's pretty a big issue. Because right now what Subtick really does, it only prioritizes input on the server. One thing that's really interesting with Counter-Strike right now and its states, look at these visuals, like it's insane. Like I'm not gonna lie, like these are insane. Anything you look in terms of skins, display, anything like that is really, really fucking insane. The real problem is the servers right now. And as soon as they fix that, bro, this shit is gonna go to the moon. But yeah, man, I don't know how they're gonna go about it. They have a huge problem right now with the game. I don't know if you've seen on Twitter what I posted, but I really mean it. The only thing keeping CS2 on live support right now is the cash that people can make off skins. It's been a year now. There hasn't been that much updates, if that makes sense. There was more fixes than anything, but content-wise, you know, it is what it is. Yo, Lily, thank you for the follow. With the game and everything, like Counter-Strike right now, like this first sentence, resume everything. That's it. The game looks good. Everything looks good. Like the game is golden. Like if you just look at details, the game, the visuals, the thought behind the smoke and the molly visual, bro, the game is perfect. If you combined CSGO servers and the visual of Counter-Strike 2, you have like a big hit. The big problem now is that Counter-Strike has Subtick. And like I'm saying here, CSGO was perfectly fine. The reskin, sure, whatever. But the moment they rolled out the so-called Beyond Subtick update, the game became straight up trash. People saying CSGO took 10 years to get good, you are missing the point. It's not the game that is a problem. It is the servers. Servers has always been the problem since the beta. After 1 month of releasing the beta, when we first tried it, they said, yeah, well, you know what? FACEIT's running 128 ticks. Let's just scrap that, force everyone to use 64 tick, and you know what? We're going to add input prioritization over the network on our servers. So when you shoot is what you get, but the issue is when you're the receiver, it's not true at all. At all. And you get some funky stuff happening like dying behind walls, rubber banding, all of that crap. And Counter-Strike right now, they're trying to reinvent the wheel. And I mean, you can't reinvent something that has been running for more than decades. Network will always be network, and I won't go in details of how network is constructed. There's two main protocols in the gaming industry that are super useful. You can do your own research on that. It's TCP and UDP, and these two works together. You can't add a input prioritization on servers when your client is talking directly to the servers, then acknowledge the fact that you're talking to it. So it needs to then send back the data to the client. So to say, yeah, that guy is indeed connected to my server. Now, yeah, you guys can talk together. Like the server is the middleman, and it's fucking slow. That's the issue. When CSGO first released, there were many issues too. But CS2 is just far worse. I mean, like I said, the real problem is the subtick. There's nothing else. I'll try to illustrate a bit what I'm talking about. So we have the server here, right? We have player 1 and we have player 2, right? Player 1 talks to the server. Then we have player 2 that talks to the server, right? This guy has 25 ping and this one has 200. I'm going with big, huge numbers, but it's going to be easy to understand, all right? The problem right now is that when I shoot that guy, it needs to go here to then say, yeah, it's true. He shot the guy. Let me tell the 200 ping player. All right, hey, this guy shot you. Do you agree? Yeah, I agree. All right, let's send that data back to the server. Then server says, all right, now I need to send the data back to the 25 ping player. And it goes back. But the problem here, oh shit. But the problem here is that when both are clashing each other, right? So what I mean by that is both are shooting at each other. You know? Well, obviously, the 25 ping will be faster to the server. So the server will understand. And obviously, this 200 ping player will be slower. But now with Subtick, which wasn't the case before because that's not supposed to be that case, you know? That's just networking and it's not supposed to be that case. Now, if this guy, all right, like see right now it's 10:56. All right. So they're clashing each other, right? 10:56 and let's say 0.2 seconds, all right? And this guy shoots at 10:56.01 seconds. Let's recreate it. 25 player shoot. Talks to the server. Goes to the 200 ping. Hey, what's up? I shot you. Goes back. Hello, server. Send the data to the 25 ping player. And what it does is that you're already behind cover. You're behind a wall. This guy said to the server, I shot first. It should be 1 second here. Sorry. So this guy is saying to the server, I shot first. So even though this data goes and it's slow as fuck, doesn't matter. You're behind the wall. Server agreed to that data and say to this guy, you're dead. That's what's happening with Subtick. And they just made it fancy. We're not playing 128 Subtick. That's never been the case. It's always been 64 tick, never changed. The only thing we're having right now is that WAS and clicks are now prioritized on the server. So yes, indeed, hyping is indeed good. Who would have thought? Back in CounterStrike Global Offensive, having hyping was worse because both clients were directly talking to the server. And as soon as the server said, this client said, yeah, he shot that guy. Well, you're dead. You're dead. Server decided that you were dead. There was none of that bullshit. And the other problem is now that they prioritize these inputs. Well, it's more load on the server. Server now has to process all of this data. All right, this guy pressed WASD. This guy pressed da. Okay, he shot. Okay, blah, blah, blah. But the other problem is that this data that's being processed by the server is also being processed by the clients on the game. So no wonder why some people are having trouble with the game. Now, CounterStrike has made it worse. You remove the subtick, the game now becomes playable. But no, you can't. And I might have, I mean, it's more a speculation more than anything else. But I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube saying that if you lower your FPS in-game, you're more prone to do some B-hops. It's like more stable. And my answer to that would be, well, it's normal. When you're in a game, I mostly run at 400 FPS. My model in-game, if I move like that, your game refreshes more time. So that data needs also to be sent to the server. Ever notice when you spectate someone that has like 30 FPS, his game looks choppy as fuck? But technically that's less data being sent and processed from the client to the server and then back. I can't say that this is like 100% true because I haven't tested it this far. but it kind of makes sense. So it's quite sad to see that CounterStrike is in a really bad spot right now. And what I'm really frustrated about is that they basically said to FACEIT, fuck you. That's what they did. FACEIT was completely fine. People were playing on 128 ticks. No one was being bothered. There's collaboration with FACEIT and Counter-Strike together. Like, everything was fine. And the day that Counter-Strike said to FACEIT, yeah, well, we're just going to hard code it in the game and force to run 64 tick native. I have another image. Like, it only makes sense. He had half more the ping I had. I had 43 ping. He had 86. Problem is that with my explanation that I said earlier here, right? The problem is that if you slow it down and you go frame by frame, my first bullet accuracy is right there. I went through the head, never registered. And like I said, what happened is this. I sent the packet. Servers understood and registered it. Sent it to the 200 ping player. Went back to me. Yes, indeed. He shot the guy and first bullet accuracy. He's supposed to be dead, this guy. Send it back to me. And that's it. That's how it worked. And I get a headshot right there. Like, it's first bullet accuracy, headshot, but delayed. So imagine the other way around, where this guy is running with full-on SMG, doesn't stuff, shooting in the smoke, shooting and everywhere. What happens is I rubber band. So I'm always rubber bending. So I need to like move my mouse away so I can stay on target. And everything arrives late and boom, I'm dead. That's my IPing on Subtick and Counter-Strike right now. I'm honestly really frustrated about that. And I wish that it's gonna change, but it's probably never gonna change. I don't even think that Valve and Counter-Strike has a competent networking engineer, because these people would have, I mean, they probably told them. So yeah, I'm pretty sad about that. Hopefully it's gonna change. My guess is that we're probably gonna have an update this week. I'm looking to have like good content. Well, I mean, first of all, I'm looking for Subtick to be gone, like erased completely, gone. Like, I don't want it at all, or at least have a command to disable it. And I'm also looking to have some content, and I don't mean keychains. I mean, keychains are good, like, don't get me wrong, but it's another cash grab that Valve will have, which to me doesn't make sense, but it does at the same time because they need to survive. So yeah, it's pretty much like mixed feelings. So hopefully there's going to be some other stuff. I'd love to see an operation. Is it going to happen? I don't know, man. I guess we have to wait and see. The game has great potential, and it's just one thing fucking up the Subtick, man. And what frustrates me even more is that if you look at this video right here, it was right under our nose. It's explained in baby's word. Listen to it.
Now the tick rate no longer matters for moving and shooting, so the server will know the exact moment you fired your shot, jumped your jump, or peeked your peek, and the server will calculate your precise actions between ticks.
So they just said it, but they're also saying that the server will know when you do a WASD clicks. So they're in some way saying that if you're the one doing the action, in that case, shooting or moving, what you see will be what you get, but they will not be able to say what you will receive and see will be what you get. Yeah, mixed feelings on that. You know, I'm open to discussion and see what you guys think as well. Obviously, the community right now is really mad. I only wish what's best to Counter-Strike. Yesterday, I couldn't handle the game. 1 year, and we're still experiencing some things that should have not been experienced by the public at all. So yeah, looking forward to see where the video will go. I'm looking forward to for you guys to maybe retweet it or share it as well, because I think people need to understand and see what's actually going on. And yeah, pretty much it.